Good morning, my lovelies. Welcome back to my channel. I'm joined today by Mr. Morris, who's invisible at the moment, and Miss Lulu. Looks like they might start something in a minute, but yes. Hi everyone, and no, do not adjust your sets. I am wearing one of the new Kantha Bae Phoenix tunics. Is it called a tunic? I think it's a tunic, but it's called the Phoenix. I think it's a tunic top. And this is her, and that's what today's review is. Let's just keep them cats out because they're going to kick off quite soon. Okay, so the Phoenix tunic. Let me just take this off without messing up my headband. Okay guys, the new Phoenix tunic. I've got to say I was a bit worried it would not fit me. I'm not going to lie, because anything that's around here I always have a problem with. Anyhow, this one I got in a trade from a lovely bestie at the Kantha Bae buy sell trade page, and she is silk. She's silk at the front and at the back, guys. And when I saw it, she was bright. When I saw her on the screen, she was bright, and I don't know, I was just taken with her. I was taken with the brightness of her. And the new tunic has buttons going all the way down. Now, I had to do a little bit of alteration on this one. I don't know whether the lady who sold it to me or traded with me knew. She might not have known. But what happened was there was a button there. Yeah, there was a button there. But once it was buttoned up, the way that this little bit had been sewn here, there was a little excess of fabric. So there was a bunching up. Does that make any sense? There was a bunching up of the fabric in there. So when it was buttoned there was a bunch in there and a bunch in there, and it looked odd. It's almost as though what had happened was this bit of silk here that had been sewn on was slightly longer than this bit of silk down here. So when they placed the buttons, which were placed appropriately, there was an excess there. And I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, oh no. And like I say, I don't even know that the other lady had noticed it, but it was noticeable to me. And I did not want it unbuttoned all the way down there anyway. I think just having these amount of buttons is enough for me. Okay, I think that was perfect. So my solution then was, well, I'm never going to open it up all the way down here for this piece. So all I did was I removed that button there, and I just held this silk down, this bit of silk, pressed it all the way down firm, and I just added a little stitch just in a square there, and then it pushed all the excess fabric down to here, and I just sewn that flat. And now you would never even know. I mean, you wouldn't know that was, I can't see if you can see, you would not know that would have been a problem. It just looks down like a sewn down placket, and it is fully sewn down. I mean, you can see that there's no bumpy lumpy bits or nothing like that. So that was the only thing I did, was just, like I say, as I stitched it, I just held it all the way down, so all the excess fabric was down there, and then you just put a stitch in it, and that just solved that little problem. Not a big problem for me. And this is what she's like. Now, I've said on previous videos, my last video, I'm not going to start taking dimensions of the top sizing, because there are companies out there, I believe, who are trying to copy the designs of Kantha Bae, and I think, if you know, that's not fair. Let's face it. I think if you do own a company that is trying to, you know, to do and sell these kinds of recycled fabrics, come up with your own designs. In fact, I would like that if you came up with your own designs, if you're watching this, because we always want new designs. So I'm not going to take the dimensions of that, but what I am going to do is give you my sizing dimensions. I'm 5'6", and all the way around my chest area, okay? I'm not going to give you my cup size because I don't know what it is, but I run 50 inches all the way around there, okay? And you can see that there's a good couple of inches left over there. My natural waist is 42 inches, and you can see there's a little bit of give there, okay? This is not stretchy fabric, so there's a little bit of give there, so it did fit, and that is where I thought it was going to be too tight on me, to be honest. And then my hips run at 49 to 50 inches. So you can see this is a baby doll kind of look, and it just, I mean, you can see it just fits really well. I like the way that they've done it down here, that they didn't do this bit here right underneath where your boobs were. I've mentioned it in other videos, like bigger chested ladies, okay? I mean, it might work on smaller chested ladies to have this line up here or here. Does not work on bigger chested ladies, it just cuts into your natural boobies. And I know my boobies should be slightly higher, but the fact that they've dropped it down to what I would call it almost like your natural waist has helped, I think, the bigger chested ladies, because even if your chest is bigger than mine, you can still unbutton it, okay? You can still unbutton it, and remember, you would have an extra button there if you want, but you could still unbutton it and have that sort of chest bit open if your chest is, you know, bigger. And mine used to be before a breast reduction, you know, I was a K and an L, I think. So I was ridiculous. So prior to my breast reduction, yes, I wouldn't, there's no way I would have been able to fit in these tops. I would have had to go for just a Muse or something. But since my breast reduction a couple of years ago, it's down to a good enough that I can fit in these. As far as the length is concerned, she hits mid-thigh on me, and like I say, I'm 5'6", and the arms come right down to there, and they are this beautiful sort of, you can see, is it a bat? It's not bat wing, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a lot of opening. I've said this on another video, your arch nemesis with wearing any kind of tops like this is going to be doorknobs. I don't know why, but the minute, I mean, you could be a mile away from a doorknob and you're still going to catch on it. I don't know what that is. I think they have a life of their own, but just be careful that when you're wearing stuff like this, you're gonna instantly, it's like you're gonna not want to go near the doorknob, but you're gonna find yourself gradually gravitating there just so that you can snag your silk. So always keep a needle and thread in, and yeah, that's all I can say about that. It's just one of these life's mysteries, a bit like socks, why I put two socks in the washing machine, one comes out, it's that kind of thing. Yeah, so that is that. Now the neckline, I do appreciate that they have done not only a rounded neckline, because I do like a V's, but the buttons help a lot. Let's just say that. Okay, if they'd have just done it as a single button up like that, there's no, just as a single like that, there's no way I would have even gone for it, because one, I would not have had the space across there, but two, I cannot stand things right up here. And when you are larger up here, I think it helps to have that opening because you feel like you can breathe. That's all I'm saying. And she is lovely and flowy. And what I do with my silks to try and minimize the static is, let me just get this right, is as soon as I receive any silk through, I put her in a lingerie bag, the little one, pop it in my washing machine, and I generally wash her on the coolest setting I have for about 20 minutes with a fragrance-free detergent and softener, and then I throw her in my dryer for about 5 or 6 minutes with a dryer sheet as well, a fragrance-free one. When she's nearly dry, I hang her up and then turn her inside out and just spray her down with a static guard. That helps a lot with my static. And I wasn't going to go for another silk piece again, because since I've had to switch absolutely all of my lotions and potions and everything to coconut oil, for some reason the coconut oil is a very dry oil, and I've been finding I've been getting a lot more static because I have to slather my skin on. It's just one of those things, isn't it? So I wasn't going to go for one, but then I saw this one. I thought I really, really like the colour of that. And I really do. As far as the shoulders on this is concerned, it is fitted, but this one is dropped slightly. You can see I have this much of a drop, and from the end of my shoulder here to the end of my shoulder here, I am 20 inches across. So my plus size ladies, you'll still have a good couple of inches there, maybe 2 inches, and a good couple of inches there. Now the arm itself, obviously it's looser there. It is slightly looser around here, like mine is. Here's my underarm there, and I have a good couple of inches there. So I think you'll be okay, sort of around that, as long as you keep sort of within the measurements of what it is. These things are flying like hotcakes, to be honest, on the buy sell trade page, because when they were launched they were very popular, and I can see why. I didn't get one on launch day because I didn't think one was going to fit. I'm being honest, I didn't. But then when I tried this one, and obviously now I know it fits, and I can even get it over my head without it pulling or, you know, anything like that, which is great. I didn't know what to pair her with. That was the only thing. I did struggle with what to pair her with. And then this morning I found out these lounge pants that I had over dyed originally. I'd you know, changed the waistband, and then I'd over dyed this sort of well, it was caramel kind of colour. It's got the reds and the caramels in. Come in, Lou. And I thought she paired really nicely with her. But another thing that you can do is, I'm glad somebody didn't trade me with this now, was that I had this in as a trade, this particular Solace from Kantha Bae, and it's a kimono, and I was like, I haven't been able to wear it because I haven't known what to wear it with. I guess it's because we're not in fall and I'm not looking at fall colours at the moment. I'm looking more springy. That I was like, what am I going to wear that with? But this morning I just pulled this out of my closet to go with the orange, and then the sleeves are longer that go with this, and I just thought the whole colour palette looked really good together. What do you think, guys? So this is the Phoenix Tunic with the lounge pants, and these are they've just brought out the everyday lounge pants, which are the same. They still got the wide leg, and I've paired her with a Solace kimono, but I did pull out my shrug this morning because I thought, well, maybe besties are like, well, okay, I've got one, but how am I going to sort of dress them? How am I going to incorporate other things from my wardrobe? So I'm glad that that this one I did keep after all, because I think that's the look I'm going to wear today. But I also have my favourite shrug. This is my favourite shrug that I ever got from them, and I think it pairs really well with a shrug as well. And let me just show you. And I think it's because the arms are shorter on both of those than the arms on the Phoenix, that it just gives it. Let me show you. Because you have the colour pop of whatever you've got coming out. Probably going to get full of static now. I've been messing around with silks. But you can see that you can either just leave your shrug open, and these with the corresponding colours that go with my pants. But they're also picking up some of this, I don't know, is it beigey kind of colour out of here. And if you want to just tie it like, you know, like a shrug, you have that beautiful little skirted bit going on with the collar. And then it's up to you what you want to do with this. You can either leave it open, or if you wanted to button it all up, you have that pop of colour coming through. So I think that looks really nice. I think that looks really nice as well, to be honest. And this is silk on silk. I'm not really keen on silk because of the static factor, but I just think this is just a nice, easy look, isn't it, guys? So here's me thinking I've got nothing to pair with this particular top. I wasn't sure. I knew I liked the colours, but I wasn't sure how I was going to make it work. But I'm thinking that, like I say, I wasn't in my fall look mind. I was in my bright, colourful spring and summer kind of look, you know, as you get. That I didn't realise that it would look, I think, pretty decent with this. And this button here, I'm just going to button up. I like just having this little bit open. Let me just get it adjusted so you can see. So now I have a pop of colour. So if you ladies or gentlemen have one of these particular tunics, play around with other things you've got. A Kantha kimono, an over-dyed one, would also work well over. I don't know the length of the sleeves on those, if I'm honest, but I think if you look for one of your kimonos that you've got that has the shortness in it, either a silk shrug, a Kantha shrug. I think the Kantha do the midi sort of shrugs with the little tie there. That would work well as well, and that is a good way of pairing. And it's a good way of, if you have had something come in and it's brighter than you like. Now come midsummer, this is not going to be brighter than I like, because I'm going to probably be wearing it with a white pair of linen pants, so it's going to be the right colour. But if you have something that's if you have something in your wardrobe that's really bright and that is just like, I don't know how I'm going to pair it, tone her down, find a colour in whatever the colour range is, like I did. I found this sort of taupey, beigey, whatever it is, and I looked for colours in that just to tone the whole thing down, because originally I was thinking, well, I'll get a bright red pair of loungers to go with the red in it, but then when I found these ones this morning, I was like, that's toned down, and the camel kind of colour matches that one. So that's how I toned, what I consider for me to have toned this look down a bit. For my husband, this will not be toned down, just to tell you. But for me, this is toned down, and it will also go nice with my new coat that I showed you in my previous video, which he also hated beyond all belief, but I felt fantastic in it. And that's just the way it is. So let's try the coat on with it. I'm definitely going to be putting myself full of static, I'm telling you guys. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. And let's see. I just think I think this is really nice coat. And let's see how she looks now. This is definitely a nice spring look. I could definitely take the cat for a walk now. And I'm thinking, let me get this right. I'm thinking those colours go really, really well with her. What do you think, guys? I'm really liking that look as well, to be honest. Wow, everything goes really well. I mean, these colours really pick up these colours. So I think that's my little review on the Phoenix tunic. I can feel the static already. It's just my skin, guys. It's my skin doing it. That's my review on the Phoenix tunic. I hope they do bring it out in a Kantha version at some point. Maybe, and it's just a little thing, maybe if they just made this a little bit bigger around here, just for some more of our, some more of the plus ladies, that would be nice, because I think everywhere else would fit, but I think, for plus size ladies, this is going to be our nemesis. And it's not because it won't fit around here, it's because you've got to get this bit here over your head, okay? And if you're very thin, you can get it over your head nicely, but if you are plus sized, because this is just such a static bit there, getting that bit, getting your arms and everything up to get that over. You don't want to ruin it. So I think if they could bring a Kantha version out where it was a little bit looser here, that would really, really help. You know, it doesn't need any ties or anything like that, but I think that would definitely help more of the plus size ladies um, with it fit. And the only reason I'm saying Kantha is because not everybody likes the silk. I do like the silk, it just doesn't seem to be liking me all that much now. I've had to switch creams, but we'll see. I mean, I'm wearing this one okay. I'll just keep going in and static guarding myself if it becomes a problem today, because this was washed and anti-staticked. So this is definitely my skin that's picking up on this, and I can't use anything else, just to let you know. Not since it's making I'm seeing a good difference in my hands now with my eczema, that it's like something has to give. But yeah, I mean something doesn't have to, well, yeah, using all the other lotions and potions and Lubriderm and everything has had to go. And since, like I say, since I've switched to just coconut oil and then Vaseline, I've seen a really big difference in my eczema. So that's 2.5 years of suffering with my hands, guys. So, but for today, I think this is how I'm going to dress. I think I feel very comfortable. It is a very fall, I mean, come fall, I'm going to be absolutely fantastic. But to be honest, we are literally had the snowstorm yesterday and the day before. It's just raining non-stop. There's still snow around, so I think I'm still good wearing these kind of full kind of looks. Yes, and I do hope you manage, if this is one, you know, if you're liking the look of this, I do hope you manage to get one. I love the fact that you don't even have to wear them with the lounges. You could wear these with leggings, or if you feel confident enough, you know, with the boy shorts, because it is a great length that it covers up enough. I'm just really liking it with this sort of flowy, very flowy kind of look at the moment. And I'll just show you again. Yeah, I'm loving it, guys. Yeah, there's nothing more I can say to that. She gets a 10 out of 10 for me, because I'm really, really liking the shape and the structure, and I do hope that they do bring out a Kantha one in the future that is a bit more size inclusive for plus size people, for plus size ladies who are bigger than me and who have a bigger chest than me. And certainly, like I say, when it comes to the size of things, if a company puts sort of, you know, a bit around here that's sewn on, they've got to take into consideration the fact that we have to get them over our head. It isn't, I mean, it might be big enough to fit a waist, okay, to fit like a 46, 48 waist might be, but you've got to get it, if you're bigger, you've got to be able to get that whole thing over your head, taking into consideration that we have, you know, that you have all this. And if you can't get it past that point, it doesn't matter if it's going to fit you in the waist. Does that make any sense to anyone? Anyhow, yeah, I'm really, really liking it. I think that it's a very, very popular one at the moment. I don't know that they have any left. I think they've got, yeah, they do. I think I've seen that they've got 8 or 10 of them left. As of April the, what, 4th are we on? 4th or 5th? 2022. There's still a few left in the on the website and at kanthabae.com. And you all know I'm not paid, sponsored, endorsed, nothing. I did not get this one for free. This is all my own, and this is all my own opinion. And it really is just my own opinion. So yeah, I mean, I'm really, really enjoying it. And let me know if it's something that you like, if it's something that you have, if it's something that you want to get. Just take into consideration, if you are plus size, you know your own restrictions when it comes to what goes on sort of around here. If it was just completely open and it didn't have this stitching, it might be easier, but when it's got a stitching that's just static and doesn't move, that's where the problems sort of you know, getting them over your head occur. So just be conscious of that. In the meantime, thank you for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. And yeah, I'm just going to float around my house today, pretty much try and avoid every doorknob I can find, or open drawer. Open drawers are another one. And at the same time, because I don't wear anything on my feet, try not to stub my toes. It's like that. Yeah, maybe they need to bring something out for toes. In the meantime, thanks. Love you all. Bye.